Ready, Sal? Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call to order our regular city council meeting for Tuesday, October 18th, 2022. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Sylvia, roll call.
Mayor Mays.
Here.
Council President Rosner.
Here.
Councilor Browse.
Here.
Councilor Young. Here. Councilor Scott.
Here.
Councilor Giles.
Here.
Thank you, Sylvia. Approval of agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Discussion. All in favor of approving the agenda as presented, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, council. We have a consent agenda of 3 items today. Item A is approval of the October 4th, 2022 City Council meeting minutes. Item B is Resolution 2022-079, appointing the Cultural Arts Commission to review the design plans for the gateway landings and landscaping of the Highway 99 pedestrian overcrossing design. And item C, Resolution 2022-080, naming the Sherwood Festival Plaza as to be Robin Hood Plaza.
I move consent.
Second.
Discussion on the motion?
I'm very excited to have a real name
Me too.
for the Robin Hood Plaza. So, yes.
All in favor to approve the consent agenda as presented, say aye.
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 Opposed? Awesome. Thank you, council. Next item on the agenda is citizen comments. Anyone in the audience like to address council on anything? All right. Anyone online? No one online. As a reminder, we are real. We're in the blog verse of Zoom and YouTube Live, and just a new day. Moving on to new business, we have one item under new business, and that is city council appointment to vacant positions. Now, we have a process to do that. So this is to appoint someone to fill out the remaining 2.5 months of the term from Sean Garland. We had open applications. We had 3 apply per charter. Do you want to do the spiel, or should I do the spiel?
Doing great.
Per the charter, we nominate people to be on a ballot. It has to be nominated and seconded to be on a ballot. Then we vote on those that are on the ballot, and then we give the ballots to staff to tally. And if there is a majority in the first vote, we're done. If there's not a majority in the first vote, then it whittles down. Then you drop the lowest ranking one and you vote again. So my preference, we have 3 people that applied. Darlene Gallagher Long, Zach Gallagher Long. I have the impression that they're related, maybe married, since I think they're in the audience, and Linda Henderson. My suggestion is I want to nominate all 3 to be on the ballot.
Second.
And it is our if we want to do anything beyond voting, we can. If it's up to council, I thought we would just vote, but
Well, we've read all their resumes.
yep.
Very impressed with Zach. Had already even created a little mini website going on there.
That was a nice touch.
And then, of course, Linda's a long-time past counselor with some past history, and for this 3-month stint, I think we had 0 applicants, and now we have 3. So.
I think it's awesome. But I didn't schedule interviews. Again, it's just going to be for 3 city council meetings and probably 2 exec sessions. But unless there's a change of direction, we'll just vote.
How do we get Councilor Giles' votes?
So Councilor Giles, he after we vote, we'll ask him how he wants to vote. So his vote is public.
Or you could just, can you
I
text?
can
Or you can text Keith. You can text
I was
Keith.
going to say, I can message in the app here to just the city of Sherwood.
Or why don't you text Keith Campbell, city manager,
Okay.
and he'll manually fill out a ballot for you. And so
Okay.
he's handing out the ballots to us.
I did want to say that first of all, I'm thrilled that we had 3 applicants, and also remind all the applicants that we also have many board and commission appointments as well. So thank you for trying to help make Sherwood a better place. I've been in the exact position you're in, so I want you to know I remember it well, and so thank you for stepping up in this time of Sherwood's need.
Yes, amen.
We can write.
Sylvia, on the ballot, are you implying that we put our name on it as well? All right. First time I've done this.
I think the school board just did this too.
Our names are on them. You don't need to mix them up.
Oh.
That's really funny.
Makes it more interesting, sort of, not.
I
can
wanna
laugh
put
at
that,
me.
But it doesn't come up.
Oh, there you go.
Ballots. We have received all 6 from the council. I have 5 votes for Linda Henderson and 1 vote for Darlene Gallinger Long.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, Linda. And Zach and Darlene, thank you so much for applying. And Taylor's point of love to have you, if you're interested in serving on a city board or commission, love to have you apply.
Absolutely.
Because it's a team effort, a community effort. You know, city council is as strong as our advising committees, in my opinion. So,
And most of us who've sat here started on a board or commission as well. So it is a great way to start and get to know how things operate, and then decide if you want to sit up here after that or not.
I know we have an opening on Police Advisory Board. Has applicants closed yet?
And the library advisory board too.
I believe planning commission is open as well.
Planning Commission has one as well. Yep.
And I think I can. And I think I can speak for most of us up here. If you just want to sit down and have coffee and learn more about what those roles are, feel free to reach out at any time.
Because there's
I'll
an
chat with you.
election in 2 years. 3
right.
spots open.
we cherish all of our advisory boards and commissions. They do have different schedules and workloads as well. And what they do is different, and people have different interests, so awesome. Again, thank you and congratulations, Linda. That's it for new business. We have it's 11 minutes after the hour. We're zipping through it. City manager report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am excited to announce that tomorrow the city is partnered with the Select USA, which is a U.S. government program that is led by the United States Department of Commerce that focuses on facilitating job creation, business investment to the United States, and raising awareness of the critical role economic development plays in the U.S. economy. They're headquartered in Washington, D.C., but have a global network and investment specialists around the world. So tomorrow, the mayor, city staff, selected business leaders, industrial leaders, and Sherwood business resource partners will be conducting a live 1-hour global webinar entitled Sherwood, a global location for semiconductor and advanced manufacturing companies. So we're really excited about this. I got to give a big shout out to Bruce Coleman, of course, who has been the leader and the driver behind this. We've already heard that we have 130 people that have signed up to be part of our webinar tomorrow. So
Wow.
very excited for that. Excited for the community support and the internal and external stakeholders are going to be part of the program tomorrow. So really looking forward to presenting Sherwood to a global world economy.
Awesome.
Okay.
Any questions, other questions for Keith or his team?
I would just like to add to that it's just super exciting that we're getting that kind of exposure, and since the council set the direction and our goals of driving economic development and bringing jobs compatible with Sherwood to our community, the team has just done a great job over there, Bruce and many others, and very excited about these opportunities that are coming along. And for those that don't know, we've had some big wins. We've got not the companies that make the chips, but we got companies that make the equipment that makes the chips that are coming to Sherwood to open their doors up. And it's great jobs, and very happy with the results.
Other questions for
I-
Keith or his team? Taylor?
This isn't so much a question as an attaboy. I heard from a citizen this week who reached out to members of Keith's team, and I think Erica was on it. There may have been a few others with some questions about TriMet, and frankly, she emailed me back and just was blown away at the responsiveness and the help. I mean, obviously the problem's not resolved entirely yet, but it was an elderly or an older person who was looking to make sure that we keep TriMet coming to the area. So pass along that it's being noticed by our citizens, this responsiveness that the city has.
Excellent comment. Thank you, Taylor. Street tree lights already going up. And we
Yes.
still have green things on the trees, leaves. It's great to see. Brett lit up the night. I was like, wow, yep, they're rolling with those. So that's great. Okay, no other questions for Keith or his team? You got off easy. Council announcements. Taylor, you're remote. You go first if you'd like.
Sure. So we had a great work session with the Planning Commission last week. The main thing, we've had some frustration a little bit with our current code that we were not specific enough when we were talking about what trees of unusual sizes mean, or there were several more vague definitions about things, and so they're making recommendations on what that means, looking at what other cities near us have done, trying to get the code as locked down. And just so you know, all of this stemmed from citizens bringing it up and saying, pointing out that there was some vagueness in the code. And so I appreciate those folks who are helping us to tighten it up and keep Sherwood a beautiful place. So those will be coming from in front of the council when they're completed. I think they're going to look at them one more time and then come to us. But it was great to see citizen participation in helping to sharpen up the code. And that's it for me.
Thanks, Taylor. Who'd like to go next?
I'll go. A few of us attended a couple weeks ago the League of Oregon Cities Conference down in Bend. It was a great time. I think we talked about before we went, one of the biggest things is getting just to interact with fellow elected officials from around the state and hear what's going on in their towns. I had a lot of good conversations with other city councilors, and then they had some really good breakout sessions that we got to attend and do some learning. On the Police Advisory Board, we have a meeting Thursday night, and they're still working on a community survey, which I think will probably be going out here soon, just to get some feedback from our citizens on what they're interested in as far as policing in our city. And then a few events that are coming up. We have a drug take-back day at the Sherwood Police Department on October 29th from 10 to 2. And then we also, again, the Diwali Festival of Lights, which is October 23rd from 4 to 7 at the Sherwood Center for the Arts. And then one of the favorites to recognize our veterans, on Veterans Day, November 11th at 11 a.m., we do a great ceremony event also at the Sherwood Center for the Arts. So put those on your calendars and hope to see you all there.
Awesome. Thanks, Kim. next. Doug?
Sure, I'll go. So a couple things going on right now. There was no, I reported on the last Parks meeting last time. The next one will be on the 1st of November already. But there are a couple things going on this right now. First of all, there is a online kind of open house and forum and discussion feedback request around the updated playground equipment at the Woodhaven City Park. So you can find that information on the website. I think the city has posted about it on our social media as well. So there's ways for you to get involved. There's kind of 3 options that are being shown, and they're asking for public input on those 3. Also Thursday, I have 2 things. So there's as many of you know, we started the process of updating our economic opportunities analysis, and I will be in a technical advisory committee meeting on Thursday afternoon at 2 by Zoom. I think Bruce is leading those, which is always great. And then open to the public, very important. Go out there and get feedback if you can. I think there's a Zoom option, but it's really in person will be much better. Sherwood West relook that we're doing right now, so it's to update the Sherwood West concept plan. That work has been ongoing. I know Tim and I have both been the liaisons to that committee. There's been a lot of really, really great citizen involvement on that committee almost for a year now. There's an open house at the Ridges, 5:30 on Thursday. It's really an opportunity to see some of the many things that are being discussed and get input into that process. Highly, highly, highly request that as many people as possible go and get their input into these processes. When this all comes in, it's going to double the population of this town. Or pretty close to it. And so how it gets developed, how that concept plan looks like, what people want to see for that whole new side of Sherwood and how it's going to build out over the next several decades is hugely important. So the more input we have from the more people, the better off we're all going to be, and the happier we're all going to be with the end result. So please, if you can, 5:30 at the Ridges on Thursday for the Sherwood West open house.
Oh, that's great, but it better not double the town.
50%, whatever. It's gonna significantly increase the size and population of Sherwood. How about that?
I'll go with it. Will definitely be a significant bump.
And if I could just add, if we don't plan for that, someone else will plan for it for us. So it's important that we stay ahead of that. And I would also add, Sherwood's a great town today because of the hard work of people like us and staff, I guess is the way I could say it. The work they did 20, 30 years ago in planning for the future. So it's important work.
Renee?
Both of my assignments meet tomorrow, so I don't really have anything to report. But if you haven't read the newsletter from the library, they do a great job each month putting out what's going on at the library. So please read the newsletter.
Awesome. Thanks, Renee. Tim?
So I got a couple things. As Kim mentioned, we were at the League of Oregon Cities conference, which it's a great networking event. And it's an important networking event because cities, when they speak together, have power in Salem. And that's one of the main functions of the League of Oregon City is to lobby on behalf of cities and making sure our rights are being protected as Salem does their job. So it's an important event. While I was down there, I attended an Oregon Broadband Advisory Council meeting. I think I've mentioned that before, but that's the group that was appointed by the governor to determine how broadband money is going to get spent by the state. We have about $500 million coming in from the federal government, and as most of you know, Sherwood has an extensive broadband network, so it's important that we have a voice in that process. What else has been going on? I covered for the mayor at the Washington County Coordinating Committee meeting on Monday. A couple things of note out of that meeting. We're continuing to go through the MISTIP process, which is MISTIP is basically there's a big pile of money that comes up about every 3 years, and that money can go toward road improvements, county road improvements. So we are working hard to bring $7 to $12 million in to improve Edie Road and make safety improvements on Edie Road with that money. And if you don't know, it's a county road, so that's one of the reasons we're working down that process. There was also a presentation from TriMet about their plans over the next 2 to 3 years and what the bus routes are going to look like. I encourage anyone who hasn't looked at that, who cares about TriMet and busing, to take a look at that because they're proposing some significant changes in how they think about bus routes that could potentially impact our community. So I encourage everyone to take a look at that as they go through that process. And I think that's all I got for tonight.
Awesome. Thanks everyone on council. It's great stuff. And thanks for covering, Tim, on the WCCC. I did the different mayors only and mayors with Chair Harrington meetings. Those were interesting. The one little nugget, and it doesn't impact Sherwood directly, even really indirectly, but the county has come to realize that they do not have enough money to provide the same level of services, which was almost nothing, as they have been doing for these unincorporated neighborhoods that have been built over the last 20 years. So the Bull Mountains, the Aloas, the people north of 26, I forget that I'm drawing a blank on that, like big community, but no, the unincorporated neighborhood,
Progress?
no, north of 26, huge. Now we're all drawing blanks because we don't live there. But anyways, so Chair Harrington was making clear that,
Bethany.
yeah, Bethany, thank you. The Bethany area, as those are the three most notable of these that, yeah, they need to have a solution, and at least a few at the county level, including Chair Harrington, have come to realize this, and they're going to be advocating, urging cities to have them join their cities, and those areas, encouraging those areas to agree to join cities, just so that they can get true city level services.
Is that why we have the refuge? There's a buffer so they can't join us? Is that?
There was some thought there,
So
yes.
that's interesting. At League of Oregon Cities, there were two young gentlemen, maybe in their early 30s, not
right.
that matters. One was from Bull Mountain, one was from Aloha. They weren't an elected official, they were just a citizen, and they were there to learn how cities function because they have an interest of becoming their own city, Aloha. Yeah.
Yeah, and standalone, it'd be really, really hard for them to be a standalone city. I mean, it would take an act of Salem, but Salem could certainly do that. But from a true cost sense, there's
Yeah.
almost pure bedroom communities. We know the problem with bedroom communities. I mean, we have a bedroom community, but we've got 15% of non-bedroom. They have 0, and so it would be very hard. But hey, I'd support it. But right, if you live in those areas and you want to complain about the barking dog, nobody cares. If you want to complain about the neighbor having a party all night, making noise, nobody cares. And those are just two examples, but lots and lots of stuff that cities can do, the county does not do and has no plans to do. And whatever they do, they're going to even whittle it down. So I thought that was encouraging. I mean, we definitely can't continue to build those unincorporated neighborhoods. It's just not sustainable. With that, anything else for the good of the order before we call it adjourned after 25 minutes?
I think Councilor Rosner forgot to mention for the OBAC is they had to choose a chair of that board, didn't they?
Yeah, shocker. Tim is the new chair of OBAC, which is this public-private committee to help administer and advocate for how those federal dollars are spent. So that's nice to see that the group picked a local government elected versus industry person. So that's exciting. And with that, anything else? Thank you, everyone. Yes, we're not going to meet until after Halloween, so everyone have a safe and fun Halloween. Stay dry. Miss Henderson is looking at her watch at how fast this meeting went. We're going to call it a day. We're adjourned.